What are the ECMAScript 2015 promises? Well, we have a constructor and we're saying var promise equals new promise. That new promise is receiving a function with resolve and reject. So these are the two callbacks. If you have success, you're going to call resolve, which will call the .then with success callback. If you're going to execute reject, then we'll call .then with error callback. So here we can do a thing, possibly async and then. I can say if something is, let's say, true, then I'm going to say resolve and return the parameter. I can pass something. In other case, I can say reject with some error, it's broke. And to the end, I return the promise. So that's how it's working. What we can do async, well, Ajax, WebSockets, for example, loading in image, or write lots of DOM, and much others. Here an example again of promises, how we can use them. So again, I'm saying var promise equals new promise and define here expect as parameter function with resolve and reject. If something worked, I'm going to say resolve, else I'm going to reject it with error it's broke. Then I'm saying I'm calling promise, so which is this variable, and I'm saying .then, expecting a result, and this is if I have resolved call. So if I have result, I will go inside first parameter of then, which is if it's success, I'm going to receive result that goes to an object, and I'm going to say console.walk, and I'm going to receive stuff worked. Stuff worked is coming from result, which is what it's passed to resolved as property. Another option is to say comma, error goes to, and I'm going to console.walk error. And this will print it's blocked, it's broke, and this is coming from the reject. So another example, I'm saying function get with some URL. So I want to get some resource from this link. Then I'm saying here return new promise, resolve and reject. And here I'm using jQuery HTTP GET request. So I'm saying jQuery.get on this URL. And if it's successful, I'm going to receive data. And when I receive it, which is a sync operation, I'm going to resolve this promise with that data that I receive. But I can say on fail, I want to reject that. Here how I can use it, I can say get from users.o, which is the URL, and I can say .then. If it's successful, users goes to myController.users equals users. But if it's failing, then I can say comma, new function, and say, for example, delete myController.users. Alright, so when server returns a JSON string, I can say get user.sol and say .then I receive user string. And then I can return JSON.parse from user string. JSON.parse will get the JSON and actually parse it or convert it to JavaScript object. And I can say .then function with users. I would like to say that myController.users equals users. Or you can say get users.o and say then json.parse. And this is absolutely the same as this line, but you can see it's much easier. And then say .then users goes to this object. And again, instead of functions, actually here we're using arrow expressions. Some examples of promises. So async example, I'm saying var async equals false and var promise equals new promise with resolve and reject, where in all cases I'm going to return resolve in any case. Then I'm saying promise.then, and here say an empty brackets, which is again arrow expression. So this goes to console.walk async, and I'm going to receive true. After that I can set async to true. Some promise composing. I can say var promise1 equals new promise with resolve and reject, and this will always resolve with parameter 1 a string. Then I'm saying var promise2 equals new promise, which always resolved with the other promise, the first one. Then what I'm saying promise2 .then, which, and here I receive the successful callback. The successful callback is promise1. And then I'm saying data is going to console.walk from data, which will print 1. And this is how actually we can make promise composing. So inside one promise, you can actually resolve or reject with the other one.